This is like a bit of a boat, you know, we're like in the middle, and it's very heavily tilted this way. And we're talking the talent department. It's an absolute honor, actually. There's this gentleman here, so many avatars we've seen over the years, has the best sense of humor, will cut you down to size if you sort of tread in a different path. So thank you so much for joining me. You know, I actually, your face is as adorable as you remind me of Rip Van Winkle. You know,
Guy who's been asleep for 20 years.
but okay, so either way. And the powerhouse performer, blown away by Margarita when I saw it last. I could not believe that you actually pulled that off so convincingly and you know, and fantastically, you know, judged by everyone, thankfully. And you got an award for it also. I'm so happy for that, Kalki. Thank you so much for joining me. You know, you're this enigma. Nobody can ever know what Kalki is thinking. You know, you're out there, you speak as you choose to in an industry that is, let's just say, not the kindest to what people say, if it's not what popular opinion is. So you have two individuals that speak their mind in a film that is about the two of you. And like I said, that talent bit was not an exaggeration at all. So the first time, sir, you saw Kalki on set, did you form an opinion about her immediately? Did you take some time?
I saw her in real life much before. I think I actually saw her in the movie, Dev D. That was the first time I saw her. I hadn't met her before that. And I was quite startled by the poster, which had Ajay Abhay's face and her mouth. You know? It was incredible. And I thought she was fantastic in Dev D. And then, of course, I met her a few times. We haven't worked together on the stage. But we actually met properly in a rehearsal of one of my plays when she dropped in and when we were shooting The Girl in Yellow Boots. I think she's an incredible actor, and her performance in Margarita is certainly, it's one of its kind in Indian cinema, absolutely.
So, it's not easy for people not to get intimidated by your talent at times. I know that she's the kind of person who doesn't get overawed by the occasion.
She didn't get intimidated.
But otherwise, are there certain tricks of the trade that you use so that people don't get overawed by Naseeruddin Shah?
No, I use tricks to get them to get awed. I arrive late and, you know, I'm sort of
do you?
always in a bad mood when I enter. And, you know, I yell at people and I throw things around.
No, but otherwise...
That's why they get intimidated.
No, but sometimes you do. Just by sheer acting talent. You sometimes sit back and watch your own films and sometimes you...
And say, wow.
Or critique.
Damn, I'm good.
Or critique. Do you sometimes say that was
don't.
horrible?
Yeah,
I shouldn't have done that.
Those are the ones I watch. In fact, I was watching one last night.
Can you name it?
It was called Pyara Dost. And it was supposed to be a remake of Zorba the Greek.
Oh, really? That's a beautiful film.
And it had Amjad Khan playing Zorba. And I was playing the Alan Bates part.
Wow.
Believe it or not, it exists in its entirety on YouTube. And I saw it last night.
So you chanced upon it, or you went looking for it?
No, I was looking for it because my son finds these things on YouTube and says, "Hey, Baba, come and have a look at this." So I said, I've got to find something for him to surprise him.
Now, you know, the process has changed so much over the years. You know, what the audience likes. I think now there's different sections of the audience that like different kinds of films. Are you happier in this phase right now? Or did you enjoy the huge stardom phase of the 80s and the 90s?
I was never a huge star. I was always a great actor, dependable actor. So I can't really say that, you know, I don't know the benefits or the drawbacks of being a star of that magnitude. I've been spared that, and I'm grateful because I've got everything I always wanted, and I'm happy with the way things are now. I'm being offered many more interesting parts at this age.
There's a lot more of you in the last 3 or 4 years.
Man. Coincidence.
No, which is also great because I think the box office is also working that way. So you walk in, then you see Naseeruddin Shah, you know, and he has his own bits in there. And was there a lot of mingling that happened before you all started shooting, or do you walk on set and then, that's it?
Not really.
No, I mean we've met before, but
no workshops, no meeting before that, no discussions and readings like a play?
Not really, no. You know, I think there's this concept or this idea that we probably talk about like Grotowski and Brecht, and we sit there and discuss very intellectual things, but that didn't happen.
Smash the idea of what popular cinema can be, and sometimes say this is more meaningful bit.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. But I think there was a certain emotional intelligence between us. I think we could feel each other during
readings, during the first few readings. Yeah.
So we didn't actually discuss much and intellectualize much, but I think that just we sort of felt each other and what these characters are and how they're going to behave with each other. We got a sense of that in the first.
That intellectual axe hangs on your head sometimes, does it? Do you think? With Kalki?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, people don't, like, this thing of what is Kalki thinking. Most of the time, there's just a song in my head, like, da-di-da-di-da.
But you actually come up with some really thought-provoking lines at times, So, let's be honest.
Myself.
There are lots of videos, and I'm not talking about the film kinds, that you've actually made, that made sense, that were brave enough to do. And like I said, it's not necessarily popular culture all the time, and people don't always want to see an opinion in India. I've noticed that with great social media. People just want to see what keeps them happy, and fence sitters. You're not a fence sitter. So does that go against you sometimes, do you feel?
I found it, no, I found it's helped me. In fact, I think that people do want to see things like that and listen to things like that. When the printing machine came out, we were so surprised, within like a few hours it was going viral, and people were really sharing it, and a lot of people I still meet who know exact lines from that. They listen to the words. It's not just some cool funky video. So that's really nice and great.
Yeah, I think it's a really important piece of work, and the fact that it has had so many hits just testifies to the fact that there's a tremendous consciousness arising, and the incidents at various places of worship where women have been disallowed and so on, and the fact that women are really unhappy about this state of affairs.
There's a changing voice.
It's a great thing.
No, there's a changing voice, and I think social media has actually allowed that voice to be heard without, we just putting a voice out there pretty much, and sometimes people want to put films out there also. That happens right now. But I do want to talk about Margarita. I remember, the sad part sometimes of my job is that I get to meet people weeks before a release, but I don't get to meet them just thereafter, And it was a tremendous performance. Did you think that they would take to you? Obviously, you'd seen the product, but did you think that they would take to you like that? Because I know you'd seen the reaction in the screenings, and they were all overawed by this portrayal that you had done. And now with the award coming in, and
I remember when I read the script and I told some of my friends that I was doing, they're like, "Don't do it. Why would you do this? You're going to get into big trouble." Like,
because it's too tough, or because
of all the the fact that it's about sexuality as well, and bisexuality, and
so you'll have a stigma attached to yourself.
Yeah, and disability. So it was just too many things, and everybody was like, "Why, Kalki? Why do you want to torture yourself?" For me, it was like, I'm never going to get a chance to do something like this. A female protagonist as well. Like, if it's going to be a disabled character, it has to be a man.
A guy.
So it was a big chance for me, and I wanted to do it, of course. But I think I would say I was nervous about the release. I would say that, I was wondering what kind of reactions there would be. And I was very pleasantly surprised by the aunties in my society, in my building, who are like, sort of like Marwadi, conservative, vegetarian aunties.
Vegetarian.
Yeah, and
and they want to see it?
They went to see the film, not because of me. They just, obviously maybe because I live in the building or whatever, but they all came out and they hugged me and they said, "My God, you really moved us. Thank you for this." And that for me was a huge success.
So now,
more than my friends or anybody else liking it.
Has a position been offered to you in the society as chairman or treasurer or secretary or something?
Actually, I've had to go to many Rotary Club meetings. The honorary guest in Rotary Club meetings, and had lots of cups of chai with my neighbors. Yes.
But you've had a few more meetings with a few more higher ups recently.
Yes.
With the president himself, and that kind of company. One line I liked of you. You said, "I don't feel I'd never felt desi all the time." Why would you say? Do you think that Indians do think like that? I've not felt desi, and now I feel desi because I got this award.
Who would take her for a desi?
But even otherwise, acting in Indian cinema.
It's just, it's,
If they take Katrina Kaif
there
for a day, see,
there
so
aren't
many
many
others.
people like me who are French origin, born and brought up in India.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it's still an uncommon thing. So people cannot, I keep meeting people on flights who are like, oh, so you're French. Why are you so fair? Firstly, it's why are you so fair? So I say, because I'm Caucasian, my parents are French. Oh, so your father's Indian? No. Your mother's Indian? No. Oh, so when did you come? Do you like India? Do you prefer France or India?
Is it your
I'm like,
first visit?
I've never lived in France. I've lived here all my life. I'm born here. But, they're like, they just can't. Like,
And then you're
make
acting
that-
in Indian cinema.
Yeah. And they're like, but your Hindi is so good.
Yeah.
How can you? And I'm like, I'm born here, brought up here. So it's just that constant needing to explain my situation.
Kalki's case is when Danny Denzongpa came to the film industry, he was mocked mercilessly. Because people said, who's going to play your brother? Who's going to play your mother? Who's going to play your father?
But in Indian cinema, it was
Nepali, get out of here. and today, he and Tinu Anand play brothers, No one asks any questions about it.
But you've had that feeling of national awards as well, sir. Does it really change? Do you feel like you've got, this is that one trophy that if it's in your house, do you feel like a little special?
I've got there.
And I don't see any selfies or any photographs taken standing like this, as if this is my kill.
No, I don't. There's no selfies. The trophy cabinet is a very special one. It's,
It's just there in the house.
It's unique, yeah.
Nonchalantly, well, thinking about the fact that it's there, it's just put aside. But I guess that happens over a period of time, when you sit and keep excelling at what you do. But there's this film, so in India, the screening is, the release is upon us. But there have been a few screenings here and there, and I think it's always interesting to know or to find audience reaction to such a film of this kind, waiting, and a lot of people go through this excruciating pain. People in my family have gone through it, where you end up waiting in a hospital room and you just have no idea. It's just, you've been told to wait. As a child, were you somebody who liked hospitals? I know a lot of people would hate the smell. I can't stand the sight of blood sometimes. Were you somebody who...
I hated, for some reason, one got a lot of injections when one was a child, and I hated that.
Yeah.
I associate hospitals with the smell of spirit.
Yes.
And injections.
And I would always say, on the bum, please. And when I used to get
On the bum.
And I was a thin kid, so when they used to put on the arm, it used to pain for years after that. What about you? Are you somebody who's okay with the sight of blood and all
I
that?
was never exposed to hospitals because I grew up on homeopathy, like a really good ashram hippie child from Pondicherry.
Yeah.
Really, I never got to go to hospitals, thank God. And I hate them. I hate the smell of it. I hate the whole... the fact that it's like a closed environment with
And there's gloom
with all
as soon as you
other
walk in.
sick people. You feel like you're going to get sick going into a hospital.
And most
because
often than
all
not, you
those
do get
germs
sick.
Nicely
You
kept
do, yeah.
together, yeah. So, no, I'm not a fan of hospitals at all.
But this film deals with something that is, it's not inevitable, but when it does happen, you really don't know where to go. When something happens to someone in your family and you've been asked to wait. As a script, when you were reading it, there was a lot of emotion that was going to happen, a lot of work that was going to happen between just the two of you. I mean, it would just be on the two of you and about what you all were thinking, which is what I like. This large, vast age gap that was there between the two of you and, the interaction that was there. So when you first heard the script, was it an immediate yes for you or?
For me, yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I connected very closely with the
Has it happened to you?
ideas. Well, not this extreme, but I've seen it happen to people. And one doesn't need